pressure and responsibility can come in all shapes and sizes. Think about times in your life where maybe you've had to make a decision that was going to affect more people than just yourself, or show some amount of leadership. Very recently, I was asked to run a kids camp for about 40 people and a team of staff. And when you're surrounded by a team with different experience levels, different ideas, and different people's needs as well, to make sure that everyone has a great time and everyone is looked after, you have to stay focused, or I had to stay focused on the goals, show good leadership, and make those tough decisions. So often over the weekend, there were times where things like the programme would have to change to meet a load of different challenges, and you've got no time to spare and lots of people waiting for you to make the decision. And we need all those people to be on the same page as well. For me, the key was to remind myself of the goals for the weekend, and also the fact that I'd been asked to do this, and there must have been a reason for that. And for me, these influences can go further. They go into my church life, family responsibilities, and even amongst friends. There will be times where I need to be able to figure out what God's purposes are in a situation, keep focused on Him, and do the right thing, all while still dealing with the pressures from other people and even my own doubts. There's a story in the Bible a bit like this. In the session you're looking at today, Moses, who has been leading all of God's people to a land, has died, but they've still got a long way to go. He speaks to a man called Joshua. God reminds him of what he promised, and he encourages him to be strong and brave so that he can take up the job of following God and leading these people on. It won't be an easy stroll. There are plenty of people in their way who have no interest in God's ways. Even his own people are going to have their doubts. And if you read on, you'll see that God guides them to the city of Jericho. And there's little chance that they'll be able to take it over with the numbers they have and the strength they have. God gives Joshua some detailed instructions that must have sounded strange. They involved people marching around the city, some of them in silence, some of them with trumpets, and it was going to go on for days. The plan was strange. They would be making themselves vulnerable. The plan was God's though. Joshua had to be a brave leader, focusing on God's message, not his own understanding or experiences. What kept him going? After all, he could have just given up and run away. It was God's promise that kept him going. He had said he would be with him wherever he went, and that was why he could be strong and brave. As a Christian, I believe that the Bible, or God's Word, can be as much of a guide and an encouragement now as it was to Joshua back then. A guide on how to live, to learn, lead, and face pressures.